So, how was work today?
It was fine. Not much to talk about.
I know you're lying to me. I know you lost your job.
I've been looking for 2 weeks now, but there's just nothing out there.
The decline in the economy, crisis on Wall Street, increasing number of layoffs, and more people unable to find work, an increasing number of Americans are turning to unemployment, food stamps, and other forms of government assistance. This is becoming the new norm. 5 applicants for every job opening. These handouts are rapidly becoming alternative for the unemployed, the underemployed, and for those who have just given up on searching for work. And what are your thoughts with the decline in the economy?
Yeah, I just got laid off. I'm hoping to get unemployment. I'd like to kick back and relax for a while because it's tough. Like job interviews and the price of gas. It just doesn't seem like it's worth it.
So are you concerned about the day when the number of people on unemployment greatly outnumbers those who are providing?
I don't want to think about that right now.
And then there are those diehards who are still holding out, who refuse to take a handout, slipping further and further into isolation and eventually despair.
Who just gives up looking for work?
With autumn coming to a close, we have to wonder, will this be a winter of discontent? Kyle Huntington, KFJ News.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't smoke in the car.
Oh. Too bad.
Where are we going?
That's a good question. I'm going to the Chinese bodega on 13th Street.
It's like 10 miles.
I know, I can count.
Can I just drop you off at the bodega at the end of the block?
No, that's not the Chinese bodega, is it?
Alright. So we're going to
Do
Chinese
not interrupt me. See, I'm going to the Chinese bodega because Mr. Chong there owes me a favor, and I'm going to get some free rolling papers.
Alright. So we're going to Chinese bodega because you don't want to buy rolling papers at this bodega.
That's what I said?
Alright.
So, where are you going?
Because I don't really know.
Oh. You're just out and about. Are you driving to something, or are you driving away from something?
How many blocks to 13th Street? So, what do you do?
I do whatever I need to do to survive. What do you do?
I'm looking for a job.
A job? Why would you want a job, man?
Why would I want to get a job?
Listen, man. No. You don't want to get a job, okay? I mean, you're a reasonably intelligent person. Why would you want to get a job?
Why would I want a job?
Yeah. Listen, man. You don't want a job. No, that's not cool, alright? I mean, I ain't had a job since the 90s.
So you're one of those people that lives off of everybody else having a job.
That's one way of putting it. But another way is that I use what we call the barter system. You know what that means? It's a system of checks and balances. Not like actual literal checks, because I don't have a checkbook. But like, you know, I do stuff for people and they do stuff for me. It's called the barter system.
So I guess you owe me a favor for giving you a ride.
Oh, I'll do you a favor. I'll give you some solid advice. Don't get a job, alright? Now take it from somebody who knows. That's me, alright? Listen to this, man. My last job, I was working in a box factory. You know what we made at the box factory?
Boxes?
Yeah, that's right. We made boxes. You know what we had to do with those boxes, man? We had to put those boxes in other boxes and ship them to places where they took the boxes out of boxes and assembled them as boxes. Stupid, man.
Sounds like job security to me.
Yeah, you would think so. But listen, man. After a while, I felt like that job was like putting me in a box. I don't mean physically like me getting in a box, even though I could have done that because, you know, we had lots of boxes. But I mean like a metaphysical box where I was like trapped in that box. So I had to get out of there, man. And I haven't had another job since then. And you know what? I've been on the dole now for so long that getting a job now would just be like, it would feel weird, you know what I mean?
Look, I've been unemployed for over a year now. Just living off savings.
Haven't you considered that it would be better to get paid for not working?
And you are definitely not going to convince me to stop looking for a job and live off handouts.
Listen, man. You want to get a job so you can buy stuff. But listen, you think anybody like appreciates your work? You think like, oh hey, thank you for working, let me shake your hand. Oh, I appreciate what you do for me. No, man, they don't care. And you know what? You put in some overtime, and they're like, oh yeah, well you should have done that anyway. Go file Form 3B. Ha 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 ha, here you go. You know, all that crap. What good is that?
Trading things and doing favors for people, that's not how the world really works.
Yeah. Whatever. Listen, you can get a job. You can trade time for money so you can live and buy stuff. But there's just one problem with that. You know what that is?
It's a nice TV.
That's stupid. So you work and you get experience doing what? Doing the same thing over and over. So you only get good at that one thing, whatever that is. It's probably like, you know, filling out paperwork or some crap.
Is that what Abraham Lincoln meant when he said the pursuit of happiness?
You know what I get my experience from? I get my experience from living. Is that what you want?
Look, nobody wants a job.
Well, apparently you do.
Alright, so everybody wants a job, but nobody wants to work. That's just the way it is. You know what? You know, you gotta have those people out there. You gotta have the working stiffs out there. Otherwise, you would have nobody to mooch off.
Yeah. I get it. Look, you're like young dude. You got your ambitions and your aspirations and all that. But look, it's the problem with all of you people that are like your age. They graduate from college and they're like, oh, I gotta go get a job. Like it's the logical next step. Well, what if it isn't?
So after I quit the box factory, I was like just looking for something to like give my life a fresh start. And like the day after that, I was talking with my uncle and he told me that I'm 1/17th Saskatchewan. That's Native American. Well, I'll tell you, man, that was just what I needed. So after that, I decided to go live in the woods and get in touch with my inner self. You see, we Indians have magic powers, and I use the sacred words passed down to me by the elders of my tribe to go on a spiritual journey. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was like in touch with nature. I was communing with the leaves and the dirt and pine cones. It was the most spiritually fulfilling 2.5 hours of my life.
a Native American. I can't believe how much your costume sucks.
But I knew I couldn't stay there. I had to go back.
Why?
Wheel of Fortune was on. After that, I decided to finally live up to my potential. Because, you know, when I was a kid, my mom told me I was special, and I was like, duh, Mom. So I made up my mind to become an artist, like Neil Diamond or B. Arthur.
Okay, I'm leaving.
But I guess the world just wasn't ready for my genius.
It's the problem with all of you people that are like your age. They graduate from college and they're like, oh, I gotta go get a job. Like it's the logical next step. Well, what if it isn't?
Jaws was on last night. Robert Shaw is a genius.
Oh, I know. Did you know he won an Oscar for that movie? That reminds me of this time I swam with sharks.
You never told me about that.
Well, I was off the coast of Sri Lanka. These guys took me out like half an hour into the ocean, dropped me off at a shark cage with a snorkel, and that was it. There were sharks swimming all around.
What was it like?
Well, at first I couldn't see anything. The water was really murky, and then in the distance I could see a white patch, a face moving towards me. And the next thing I know, the shark's snout is sticking inside the cage like a few inches from my face. Then it just swam on by. Then it reappeared, this time on the side of the cage, and I felt like something was wrong. I felt something brush past my foot. I looked down and my legs were dangling outside of the cage.
That sounds terrifying.
No, it was awesome. You should try it sometime. So, how was work today?
It was fine. Not much to talk about.
I know you're lying to me. I know you lost your job.
What makes you say that?
I've done some sleuthing. Last Wednesday when I was at your apartment, I turned on the TV. I noticed it was on channel 13. The only thing worth watching on channel 13 is reruns of Hoarders, and that's on at 1 in the afternoon. So what were you doing home at 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
Maybe my schedule changed. Maybe I don't work Wednesdays anymore.
And the other day, when I went to the bank on my lunch hour, I drove by your apartment. I noticed your car was parked in the exact same spot it was parked in the night before. Now it's true that maybe you were home on your own lunch break, but you live on a one-way street where the parking is notoriously limited. For you to have gotten the exact same parking spot would have taken an enormous amount of luck. And it had been raining all day. When I drove by, I could see under your car that the pavement was still dry. By that point, I conclude that you're car had been parked in the exact same spot for at least 42 hours. And your office is 5 miles from your apartment. There's no way you would have walked there. So don't even try to tell me that's what you did. Also, when I was over, your choice of groceries has led me to believe that you have no money. And the place where you normally keep your Frosted Flakes was a box of something called Frabulos Flakes. Had a lobster on the front of it, saying they're fantastic. My conclusion, you've been unemployed for at least 2 weeks now.
I didn't want to say anything. I thought maybe I could wait until something else came along. I've been looking for 2 weeks now. There's just nothing out there.
Listen, it's over between us. I need to find a real intellectual, not just some charlatan who's trying to impress. You have no real ambition.
What is ambition? What does that mean? I've been trying to find a job. I've been trying for 2 weeks. You work 3 days a week as a barista at Starbucks.
Excuse me, but it's coffee engineer. Good luck living out a life of mediocrity. Oh, and don't call me.
Garen, wait.
Jack, don't call me. Oh, and I've already changed my online status to single.
So it wasn't the job that you wanted after all. I'm gonna tell you the most disturbing thing about having a job. Are you ready? Did you know that the word boss is Dutch for master?
And you know what a master is, I'm sure you do.
And in some other language, Brazilian or something, the word boss means bovine, which means cow. So, hence me saying bovine master. And as for the word boss, you know what a boss is, right? Like when you play a video game, the boss is the last dude on the level.
When you're playing Super Mario and you get to Bowser and Bowser's dungeon, when he's spitting those fireballs at you, he's a boss. He's gonna spit fireballs at you and you gotta jump over him.
Why don't you just take a look at the big picture, alright? I mean like the world, man. Alright? Look over there. Now look over there. Now look back over there. And tell me something, man. What do you see? Because this is the world, alright? You really think, ain't it just like better to stay inside where it's safe?
Listen, I know you think you got it all figured out, but not everybody can live like you. You know, if everybody just lived like you live, society would fall apart. I mean, you wouldn't have a car to mooch rides off of. You wouldn't have cigarettes to smoke.
Dude. Alright, that's enough. Just pull over. You're bringing me down.
Yeah, I'm bringing you down. I'm bringing you down.
Look, man. Here's the deal. I was trying to drop some serious knowledge on your head, and you're just like, not appreciating it, okay? So just forget it. Now please, just get out of my car.
It's my car.
What are you... What? Oh, yeah.
So, let me ask you something. Isn't any of this making you mad? Because if it does, man, then that's a start.
It's 2 miles of 13th Street. What a loser.
What a friggin' loser.
Eventually, his words began to make more and more sense. No need for any money, no routine, no ambition. Just a chance to kick back and be whoever I really am.
Listen, Gerald, I was talking about the Henderson account, and you're talking about the account. Now, you have to get those straight, because, look, you need to know everything I know about high finance. Come on. Now, listen, I'm a very highly educated person, and you're a complete moron, so do exactly what I tell you, all right? All right, goodbye. Thank you. And here's a little something for you.
What the hell, man? What is this?
I'm sorry?
What, a couple weeks ago you're sitting by the side of the road bumming rides, and now this?
All right. My friend, you look like I used to look. I used to spend my time dilly-dallying in coffee shops and all over the place, really. I had this cloud of permeating darkness that was hanging over me at all times. And it was this rain of misery that rained upon my life. But I introduced myself to a few things called hard work and dedication. And I'll tell you, they worked wonders for me, because now you're looking at the regional manager of Collier Brothers Incorporated.
Oh, regional manager. You don't mean overlord, bovine master?
I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, but let me tell you, hard work and dedication are indeed the only things that separate a successful person from yourself. Now, let me just leave you with this thought. This is an inspirational quote that has helped me a lot from the philosopher Boutros Ghali. And he said, and I quote, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." So please, take that to heart, all right? I have some important business to attend to, if you'll excuse me.
Brother, please, give me some ham and cheese. Come on, I'm hungry, I cannot wait. Don't let me go home with no food on late, it's no joke. I am broke, 'cause I quit my job, it kept me in a box. Would you mind, please be kind, and buy me a bagel with cream cheese and lox, and I'll let you tell people we're friends. I'll let you tell people we're friends. Okay, okay, I'm leaving. Okay, okay, I'm leaving. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.